How is everyone doing? Today I'm going to be showing how I made my own milk kefir from a Cultures for Health dehydrated milk kefir pack. As you can tell, I'm just showing off what came in the package, what it says on the back, not a whole lot of info. And then I'm showing the instructions and some of the ways in which you propagate your own kefir grains. And for those who don't know, kefir is a bacteria, or it's a whole bunch of bacteria, and it's probiotic rich and like yogurt. Tastes kind of sour, but it's drinkable. It's like a go-gurt. So you start on day one with 1 cup of whole milk that is not ultra pasteurized, or there's some other rule, but you want it to be not super pasteurized, so there's still a little bit of substance and life to it potentially. And I was just showing that it's whole milk. And now I'm showing the dehydrated kefir grains, pouring them in. You're supposed to mix them up as well. I didn't do that in this instance, but I did come back and do that. And then you cover it up with a breathable filter, a rag, or in my case, a coffee filter with a rubber band. And I'm just showing some of yep, as you can tell, that's how I did it. And you let it sit out for about a day and a half, until you get the consistency that you want. It thickens up. You leave it at room temperature. So this is day 2. You got to dump out the milk and strain it to get your grains, which you add into the next day's batch. And that's how you keep propagating them. And they slowly grow. Kefir grains don't normally, in my experience, grow that quickly, so it takes time. So I'm filtering it out. I used a tiny strainer. I would recommend, if you're doing this, to use a larger strainer like the one I'm using at the end, because it makes it go way faster. And on day 2, you need to use you go up a half cup, so you use 1.5 cups of milk. And here I'm trying to show the difference in thickness in some of the milk compared to some of the kefir. I didn't really know what I was looking for, but I think the milk I'm showing could have probably gone a little bit longer for the kefir, and it would have been fine. All right, day 3. We're now dumping out the 1.5 cups from the day before, and we are adding 2 new cups of milk with the grains from the previous batches. As you can tell, it's looking a lot thicker. It looks almost like yogurt, starting to crack at the top. You're supposed to really look for it separating from the jar, which I'm trying to show here. And as you can tell, I still haven't learned, and I'm trying to do all that. Look, I'm failing, trying to record and film at the same time, and it didn't go my way. It's all going to spill into that jar. So I ended up just trying to separate some of the whey, and going to do a little bit less. I'm still failing a little bit. As you can tell, I just ended up pouring it out. I think I'm trying to show where the kefir grains are. I don't know what exactly I was trying to show. But look, I'm learning, guys. So you can see me trying to strain it. And this is the best way, in my opinion. Get a strainer about this size and just kind of stir it up. Eventually, it'll all separate and it will get pushed out through the holes. And you'll have a way better time. As you can tell, it's coming through. And it's way quicker. And I was letting this probably over ferment a little bit. It's a little bit too thick. If you let it ferment too long, there's nothing really wrong with it. Your kefir grains are just hungry, and it'll taste a bit more sour or acidic, and it'll be more curdled like cheese. Now I'm adding more milk. In day 4, you're at 2.5 cups. Of new milk. Day 5, 3 cups total for new milk. So this is a lot of kefir to keep up with, especially like my favorite way I'll show at the end. Just a lot to eat every day. I did learn that in these mason jars, you can really only hold, in my opinion, 3.5 cups. 4 is a little bit much. It'll be at the very brim. Like I said, I probably over fermented this a little bit, but it all is relative to the temperature, the bacteria, all this stuff. You can see it getting filtered out. And now this is what it looks like when you've kind of sifted through it all and you're trying to find the needles in the haystack, aka the kefir grains in your kefir. Day 6, you now have 3.5 cups of new milk. And this is probably day 4 or day 7. And I'm straining the old one. And I'm showing here is what I like to do. So I have some tropical mango frozen fruit, and I've been blending it with my kefir about equal parts. I kind of put the fruit in, and then I'll measure it to about the top of where the fruit is. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more displaced, but that seems to be my favorite way to eat it. I eat it every day, and I feel like it definitely has benefited my microbiome.